I really feel like it's very important to pray over our children and to teach our children how to pray, because as adults, we are still learning how to pray. At this big age of mine, being 28, going on 29, like I am still learning how to pray. Not saying that I don't know how to pray, but I am still learning how to grow myself in prayer and to teach myself how to pray. How how now at this age I'm learning that when I start my prayer, to pray in the spirit, or to pray in you know Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, let your will be done. you know Learning how to pray like that. So like, for me at this big age, should be learning how to pray. Like, if I could start my son young, he gonna be at this age, he gonna be like crispy with the prayers. Like, he gonna be able to lay his hands on somebody and pray for them right there in that moment, and cast out every demon. He gonna be able to cast out demons on himself very easily at a young age, because I'm teaching him how to pray now. He is going to be prepared for every situation that is tries to be thrown at him. And that's how I feel for myself right now. Like, dang, I've overcome so much in life. Like, I will never ever just sit here and think like, oh, Marche, like, you never gonna make, not gonna get nowhere. You know what, I'm going into some new things for myself in some new seasons of my life, and I'm very excited for. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but you know what, I know God is going to see me through. I know He is going to see me through whatever I'm going through in life, because I work hard to stay focused on Him. We may not have all of the answers. We may not know which way to go. We may not even be going in the right direction when we think we are, especially when you get on the beginning of your walk with Christ. But what I will tell you is, as long as you focus on Him, keep Him first place, and keep pushing towards Him, and when He leads you and show you something is wrong, and He bring that iron to sharpen you as the iron that you are, and you listen, and you actively, try to find ways to overcome that battle, and to let things go, because it's easier said than done to just let something go. But when you actively take the take action to let something go, and he see you trying, and he see you actually trying to get rid of that thing, and he actually, you even get down to the source of what's holding you back to let go of that thing. Like, that's right there. Like, God will not leave you astray, and God will forgive you, and God will accept you, and He will accept you in ways that nobody else will. So, it's okay if you're doing wrong, and it's not okay if you're doing wrong out here. I'm gonna say it. I just want to say this with grace. It's not okay if you're doing wrong out here, but if you made a mistake, and you're making a mistake, and then you actively, consciously see that it was a mistake, and you actively try your best to overcome those mistakes. It can even be just as simple as, like, you know what, my problem is I gotta let go of, you know um certain type of music, or whatever the case may be. Like, we all are on different levels of our journey in life, and just because I'm trying to let go of simple things doesn't mean I don't have bigger fish to fry. Just because somebody has let go of all the big things in their life, or all the simple things in life, and now they're working on the big things, don't mean that they are at a lower level in their walk with Christ. At the end of the day, like, wherever we are at, or whatever the focus is for us to work on in life, that Christ leads us to, that's not to say which level we're at with Him. Oh, like, you're here, you're there. We are all on this one same level, holding hands, walking side by side with each other in His kingdom. But we all have a different calling. We all have a different focus. So some of the skills I may have, you may not have, and you may need to work on it. Some of the skills that you have, wait, did I say that right? Okay, wait. See, this is why I don't do this type of stuff. Some of the skills that I have, you may not have, and that may be the thing you need to work on. And some of the skills that you have, I may not have, and I may need to work on. So there's different levels of where God starts us to work on ourselves so that we can be better versions of ourselves. And to sharpen us. You know how I see it in my head is like, you ever seen one of those, like when you watch one of those like fantasy princess movies, or like war mythology movies, when they sitting there, they playing, not playing swords, but like they are practicing for battle with the swords. It's kind of like he teaching you how to fight. He's teaching you how to wave your sword and to protect yourself, and how to utilize your shield and your sword, and when you should utilize each and every one of them. And I feel like that's really what God does for us, and he's trying to teach us that. So, and that's how he, elevates us. So we may start at different levels of skills, just like a person who is learning how to fight, getting prepared for battle, for war. In those movies, they already come with a certain level of skill. So based off of that certain level of skill, the instructor, the swordsman who is teaching you how to elevate your skill, he's going to start you off at a certain level, because he already know what type of skill you come with. So if you show him that you have that skill, and you wave that sword in a way, you like, okay, she got it. Okay, so she got it. So let me push. I got to work a little harder, and push a little harder. To get this person to the next level, because I see what you got, but I see what you could be better at too. And that's who God is. He see what we got, but he see what we could be better at. So give yourself grace even in the moments where you see God is teaching you something and it feels hard, and you just be like, oh no, I don't want to do it. But yeah, it may be hard, but at the end of the day, he's teaching you how to elevate yourself and your skills. You have something that you may not even notice that you have, and he's working on you gradually. So because somebody see you on your journey and you not at or past where they have been or was or at, like, do not be dismayed, and don't let nobody control your thoughts. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but a lot of the time when we walk in this journey, a lot of people, will try to judge you and tell you where you should be, especially even the ones that walk with Christ. But like, if they sharpen you with grace, then you can receive it. But I think that a lot of us um miss the opportunity to really sharpen somebody, because we are so judgmental and harsh in our words that people can't understand where we're coming from and what's the main point we're trying to get across. You can tell somebody like, hey, you shouldn't do this, and this is where it says in the Bible, but you can't just be like, oh, the Bible says this, and you're doing that, you're this, you're a fake, you're a fake believer, you're a fake Christian, you're Jesus doesn't love, like, that's going too far. He's going to come smite you down and do something to your kids and stuff. Like, you can't be, words have power, and you can't be speaking like that against people, because what you speaking on to people can come to you, and you need to be careful with that, because some people are more anointed than you think, and just because you see them and they struggling where they're feeling that in life doesn't mean that they're not protected by God, or loved by God, or anointed by God, or even chosen by him. And not only many are called, but few are chosen, but many are called, because we are all called for this calling. That's just the thing. And you are only chosen when you choose to make him your choice. See, we often think that, oh, God only has a selected few of chosen. Everybody is chosen. Everybody has the same opportunity. Where we miss the mark and don't take the opportunity to chase after God is where we think, oh, well, if I can't be that one, then I don't want to be. Stop trying to look at what you see somebody else being and thinking that you can't be that. Develop your own relationship with God so he can show you where you need to go, who you need to be, and how you need to be. And that's why I've chosen to walk away from a lot of people, because I don't need the outside noise. I don't want to believe what other people have to say about me, because it's always something negative. It ain't nothing positive. And half of the time I know that I'm a positive girl and a very bright girl that, people want to be around. But, when people see that and they want to be around you, and then they choose to take you down, you have to take your access away, because how do I know you love to be around me? You want me to come around, always, and then you treat me like that. So no, I don't have to deal with this anymore, And it's easier said than done. Like I said, I'm not perfect either. There is one person in my life that I've been trying to get rid of for years, and it's not even I'm not even trying to say that in a negative sense. I'm just trying to say that, you're not good for me. You're not good for me. You disrespect me, you've hurt me, and you did that shit like blankly in my face. And you really intentionally tried to hurt me. Like dead in my face. Like I ain't never did nothing to you. I met you a couple years ago. I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't understand why you would ever want to do that to me. But because you did that to me, I have to choose to let you go. And it hurt me so bad because I really cared. I cared. I really cared. And I really worked hard for so many years to try to develop something real with somebody, but everybody just play fake in my face. So it's hard. It's not easy walking on this journey with God, but it's very necessary, because he showed me love, and he's been the one that's providing for me. He's been the one that's fighting for me like nobody else has fought for me in my entire life. Everybody else just treat me negatively, always got something bad to say about me, always bringing the past up to me, always bringing it like I can't even be around my family without it being something negative. Like, it's always about me protecting their feelings, but it's never about Marsha, never about my feelings, never about me. So I have to choose me, and that's why I'm very cutthroat. And I can't care about other people's feelings, because that's what God is teaching me. You know why? Because I've been a very caring person. My whole life I've been the sweetest girl ever. So now it's time to sharpen me in the sword. He's teaching me how to wave my sword and protect myself. So this is how I'm learning to protect myself. And it may not be easy, it may not be pretty, it may not be fun, and it may not look cute. But I'm not trying to look cute all the time. I gotta do what's necessary, So I'm learning a lot, and I hope that other people can watch this video and really, work on yourself, and just keep believing in the journey you walk in. Like, feel the air around you. Like, God is giving you all this peace, He's giving you all this love. You work so hard for things. It's hard out here to be an adult, especially when you come from poverty, and you come from a family that really didn't have much, like, so you're really just out here like building yourself on your own. Like, that stuff not easy to build yourself up on your own. And man, like, I'm just so grateful. I don't even have to do the things I once had to do to provide for my kid, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful, to be in this season of my life, where I'm feeling like, dang, a lot was taken from me. A lot of people try to do a lot of different things to me to, kind of make me feel bad about myself. But the grace and the love that God has given me every day, like, just feels so good. Like, I'm so blessed to know Him. Like, and I feel like y'all should really take the time out to pray, get to know Him, ask Him for signs, and don't miss the signs. Like, it could just be as simple as a squirrel, coming past you, an eagle, flying in the air. It could be a little bird, a blue bird, a red bird, a yellow butterfly, a pink butterfly, or a blue butterfly, purple butterfly. Look up those signs. Let God talk to you. And don't just depend on signs, listen to His word. Open up your book. Maybe you can even pray and ask for a sign, and then flip open that Bible and let the Bible show you a sign. Like, just focus on God, just love on God, and don't be dismayed when people try to make you feel less than in your journey, or like you are somebody that Like, no, it's not easy. We can't always, maybe you can't even make it to church. And then when you finally come to church, everybody looking at you like, oh, you never here. Like, at the end of the day, church is everywhere you go. If you at church at home and you praising God, church is every day. Do y'all know that? Church is every day. Church is every day. God has a message for us every day. We are getting preached to the word every day by God. So love on him and don't let nobody judgment keep you down or bring you down. And I love y'all. The Ugly Truth, MG Reloaded.